Reports of cargo theft have been surging, with an estimated $725 million in losses in 2025. And what's more shocking, more than 60% of cargo on North American roads are either underinsured or not insured at all. Joining me now to discuss freight insurance solutions is Michelle McGinnis, CEO of My Cargo 247, a female-founded spot cargo insurance company that is the only insurance company in the country that insures one-way, one-off freight. I want to ask you, what made you see this opportunity in creating this out of nothing?
There's a gap in the market that exists today and did when we started the company 3 years ago. A majority of the freight, as you mentioned, that is moving is underinsured or not insured. And that's because the larger freight companies have traditional insurance that is great for contracts that already exist, that move freight day to day. But the spot market, that's about 20 to 30% of the market, exists because not every piece of freight that gets to you is handled by those larger carriers. There was a gap for the mid-size carrier, the single truck owner, the smaller shippers, the smaller freight brokers. How do they get their freight covered? And we'd like to think we're level the playing field. We're a hedge against inflation, against tariffs. The little guy has a chance to compete.
So talk to me about how it works.
We are end-to-end technology, and what that means is if you are, for example, a carrier, a truck driver, you can go onto our website, quote the insurance that you need, and if you like that quote, you can enter your credit card information, hit submit, and you're delivered a certificate of insurance in seconds. And now you can prove to the shipper or the freight broker that you have the required insurance to move that load.
In terms of looking at the marketplace, when we look at underinsured, it's a very large number of the underinsured. What are the risks of being uninsured when you are, when you are an importer when it comes to your freight?
That's a great question. At the end of the day, if something happens, and it's not that sexy, it's not always stolen. It could be between point A and point B, the truck has an accident or damage occurs during transit. And if you are underinsured, you're going to accept that loss. And a $200,000 loss, for example, to a large carrier might be a blip on their balance sheet. But it can put out of business a small shipper, importer, truck driver that they may have to assume that loss because they didn't insure it correctly or they didn't understand their insurance policy for their freight.
I am astounded when it comes to the small businesses out there, even when it comes to the trade war. I'll talk to them about customs bonds and them not even knowing how much is left on their bond.
Sure.
What kind of learning curve have you seen when you're talking to clients that maybe from that small and medium-sized business when it comes to the world of insurance?
The learning curve I've seen in general is lack of understanding what their freight insurance, the cargo insurance they're required to carry, covers. They may not understand that it doesn't cover theft, it may not cover driver error, it may not cover acts of God. So if weather-related accidents do occur, they may be left with uninsured losses. The learning curve for using our website has been, I can't believe it's this easy and that I can get the insurance I need in seconds.
One of the biggest thefts that we saw not too long ago, about a little over a year, was Guy Fieri. When $1 million of his tequila was stolen. There's a lot of identity theft that is out there, even when it comes to thinking that you're working with a reputable trucking company. What have you seen there, and how does insurance cover you in acts like that?
So strategic theft, where somebody is using identity theft, that is harder to get covered, I'll be honest, because it's a moving target of where the ball dropped. We cover what I call good old-fashioned theft, where someone walked off with the trailer, somebody walked off with the truck, somebody stole the goods out of the back of the cargo van or tractor-trailer rig.
In terms of quantifying, what is the opportunity that you see here by creating this for a marketplace for the little guy?
It's huge. We are here to solve the capacity issue, to get goods moved by as many trucks that are on the road. And to circle back to your question about the identity theft, one of the things, it allows the shipper or freight broker to use the carriers they know and trust. Mm-hmm. So they no longer have to look for the carrier that has the correct insurance amount. Mm-hmm. They can use the carriers they know and trust and offer them this insurance for the trip that they need to get from A to B.
With 50 to 60% of freight that is not either insured or underinsured, is that a $1 billion market? Is it hundreds of millions of dollars? What has been left off the table until now?
You know, that's a moving target answer, because a lot of the theft and a lot of the underinsurance remains unreported. People don't want to report that. I would say it's millions of dollars that people are leaving on the table by not moving the freight because they didn't think they could.
You know, you recently announced a deal with one of the largest freight matching platforms.
Yes, we have integrated, this is part of our growth strategy, with 123 Load Board. They are a freight matching load board in Canada and the US.
And so where do you hope to take the company in the future with all of this?
We're going to continue to grow. With new customers every day, with great exposure with 123 Load Board, and we've increased our offerings with our new underwriting partner, Falvey Insurance. We now can go cross-border into Mexico, offer air, ocean, and rail in addition to the trucking. We intend to grow with new customers and future integrations, hopefully with a transportation management platform.
Michelle McGinnis, CEO of My Cargo 247, thank you so much for joining us on State of Freight.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.